quick look now at news from the world of advertising and brand communication. Below-the-line specialist agency Ignite Joe Public has picked up new business and will soon be partnering with the Knorr Soup brand. The aim, I'm told, is to revitalize the market across 17 of the brand's variants through in-store promotions, activations and promotional touchpoints. And the big American coffee brand Starbucks has taken a brave approach to their latest brand campaign by not focusing on the product, but rather producing a mini documentary entitled Meet Me at Starbucks. Now, the docu-style chronicles a day in the life of Starbucks and was shot in 59 different stores in 28 countries using 39 local filmmakers, all during the same 24-hour period. Take a look and let us know what you think, and tell us if it works in getting the big brand message across. Now, it's becoming increasingly important for businesses to adopt creative thinking, says Tom Kelley, partner at the California-based design agency IDEO. IDEO helps organizations create a culture of innovation and creativity. He was in South Africa for the Digital Edge Live conference and sat down for a one-on-one interview. The theme, by the way, of this year's event was Go Do Good, looking at authenticity, purpose, and how brands and marketers can leverage the power of purpose-driven communication to deepen their relationship with consumers. You know, Tom, I get the impression sometimes that a lot of organizations, whether it be in this country or global organizations, pay lip service, though, to innovation. They say we're very innovative, or they claim to be very innovative, but part of it is they haven't inculcated a culture of innovation within the organization.
Yes. Yeah, well, you have to give lip service to innovation. You look at any annual report of any company anywhere in the world, that you can count the number of times.
I mean, no company's going to say we are stuck in the mud. You know, we are not innovators.
Well, maybe French,
watch the share price.
French vineyards or something like that. Maybe they can say we value tradition, but anything else. No, you can't. As a practical matter, what does happen is even in these companies that are giving lip service to innovation, there are plenty of barriers to innovation. And sometimes one of the barriers to innovation is the hierarchy itself, right? As companies get big, they need to have hierarchy. They need to have structure for the flow of information and decisions and things like that. But what they can't do is let the hierarchy get in the way of good ideas flowing throughout the organization. Because especially in a digital world, the best ideas are probably not going to be from the guys who are my age sitting in the CEO role. They're going to be from people who are very close to that, from what we would call millennials, who are experiencing it day to day, and they'll have ideas. They may not have judgment yet. They may not have wisdom, but they got ideas.
But how do you break through the barrier then of hierarchy?
Well, got to be asking those questions all the time. I mean, there are systems for this. We have an open innovation platform that we use to kind of draw out that information or those insights. But even lacking a digital system for it, leaders have got to be asking all the time, what are you seeing that I'm not? And one of the great things leaders can do is they can get a reverse mentor. Not somebody older and wiser than you, but somebody 5 or 10 or even 20 years younger than you, who sees it as part of their job to help you stay smart, help you stay up to date about the digital technologies that are changing every day.
That, Tom Kelley, requires a bit of courage, particularly from people who are 50 and over.
Well, I'm 50 and over, and the great
join the club. It's not too bad.
The great thing is, within the context of this reverse mentor relationship, and I have 2 reverse mentors, there are no dumb questions. It's kind of this trusting relationship where they expect me to ask the dumb question. And they're waiting for me to ask something so that they can do their job better as a reverse mentor.
I want to talk to you about, I think it's the 10 faces of innovation.
Yes.
Yeah? Let's talk about the storyteller first. What is the storyteller? And in brand building, what role does that person play?
So the storyteller, my firm, like lots of companies, started technology-based. And in the tech world, like the Silicon Valley where I live, people sometimes think that the data should speak for itself. Well, it turns out the data's terrible at speaking for itself. I give you a number, a 7-digit number, you start forgetting it before you leave the room.
Sure.
Right? But we all carry stories around, even from early childhood. So if you've got a message that's important, either to your internal team or the outside world, wrap your message in a story, and the story will carry that data along with it. And so we think that the craft of storytelling, very important for all individuals, for all organizations.
I'm glad you give me the caveat that it will take the data with it, because
Yes.
you cannot ignore the data these days.
Right. Well, and some people, by the way, when storytelling gets a bad rap, it's because people think you use storytelling when you don't have data, right? Otherwise known as bull, right? But in fact, the storytelling with the data, it has to have authenticity. It has to have the data underneath it. But people don't fall in love with data. They fall in love with stories.
What is the hurdler?
Oh, the hurdler is the perfect metaphor. The Olympic hurdler, if you watch them going around the track, they don't even slow down. I mean, they are counting their steps. They are prepared for that next hurdle, right? And by the way, a great Olympic hurdler, you take the hurdles away, they run at the same speed. They may not be the fastest humans on Earth, fastest hurdlers. And it's a metaphor for the innovation world, because there will be obstacles on the road to innovation. But a hurdler, the kind of hurdler you want on your team, says, yeah, of course there'll be obstacles, and I love an obstacle because I'm really good at an obstacle. Here's where I get a chance to show my value to the team.
You also want people who are empathetic, and those are the caregivers.
Yes, absolutely. So the caregiver sets up this kind of nurturing relationship with customers that says, I'm the kind of person you can trust. You can trust me even at some moments when I don't have a specific self-interest. I have a kind of global self-interest. I know that if I am your friend in time of needs, if my brand is your friend in time of needs, you'll find a way to reward me in the long term.
Is this all private sector stuff? Can you be innovative? Can you be creative in the public sector?
Oh, absolutely. We're working with governments around the world. The government of Singapore is now talking about they want a creatively confident Singapore, which is the name of our new book, Creative Confidence. And so they are talking about how to work at a national level on this concept of creativity and innovation.
But very difficult to empower and to almost instruct a government
Yes.
to be creative. It
Yes.
almost goes against their nature.
Well, it's hard to instruct anybody to be creative. That's the thing. I ran into Francis Ford Coppola once, a couple of years ago, at an event, and I got 5 minutes alone with Coppola. And the thing that he said that has stuck with me the most is he said, Tom, he says, I work with creative people too. And he said, what I've noticed is when you're working with creative people, you don't tell them what to do, you invite them to the party. And so that's what we aspire to, is to start something really interesting, really purposeful, and then invite people to the party. And if you have the right purpose and you invite the right people, they will join.
This is Mags on Media. Coming up, we'll pop into the first ever Joburg Social Media Week, and another international expert shares his thoughts on the need for agility and nimbleness in an ever-changing marketing space.